Okay, I'm back in here with the golf. Today is a really simple day. I just want to swap the steering wheel, and I also want to try and look at the shifter and figure out why it's so sloppy. I have a short shifter kit, but I think that's only going to help a little bit. So we'll install it and see what it does, but let's also swap the steering wheel over. So we have two wheels. I have this Antera wheel, which I love, but it doesn't really fit. It's too close to the dash, and my knuckles hit the turn signal indicator. So we're going to put my Sparco wheel on instead, which is a nicer wheel, definitely. It's got a bigger sort of dish to it, so it'll sit further out of the steering column. Basically, with the golf wheel, you have this horn in here, and you want to pull up on the bottom two sections, and then the top has this little edge to it, and you pull that out. Just yank on it until it comes out. This is like a non-airbag steering wheel, so you don't have to worry about anything like that unless your Golf came with an airbag. Then we're gonna loosen this nut. Okay, so you have to lock the wheel. So make sure the key is out, and then you'll hear it click and lock. Okay, with the wheel locked, you can take a big 1/2-inch drive ratchet, or you might need a breaker bar, and get this nut with a 24 mil most of the way off. And once you have it most of the way off, leave a little bit of it on and just yank on the wheel to break it off of the spline. Okay, now we can take the wheel off. Okay, the next step is obviously fitting your hub adapter to your wheel. I have the jankiest hardware in here. Phillips head screws from a hardware store. You should have nicer hardware. But my advice now would be to make sure your wheels are straight. Really, you should mark the nut and the steering wheel before you lock the wheel to have the orientation marked so you know how to put the wheel back on straight. But if you're like me and your wheel was already on crooked, because I was just using that steering wheel to move the car around during storage, leave your horn off and put the nut on, and just pull your car out onto the street and drive straight for a little bit, and then you can adjust this, pull it off, put it back on, and tighten it and everything. But I think this should be relatively close. So now you can take the nut and thread it back on and torque it down. Okay, so I thought I was going to be able to plug the horn in and have it work, but it's not working. So if you guys can see here, if I put an alligator clip down here and went on the steering column, these two things clearly need to connect to trigger the horn. So before we can finalize the steering wheel install, I have to find out why my horn isn't working. Okay, what's happening on the back of the wheel is this copper part needs to touch this, and this center collar needs to be contacting with the stem. So I think it might be that there's paint on here and it's not contacting properly. So I'm going to try and sand it off and put some dielectric grease inside here and see if that helps with the contact. Because when these two wires connect, that's supposed to complete the circuit between the outer ring and the stem, which triggers the horn. So let's try and sand this off, put some grease on it, and see if that helps. So the issue is actually clearly back here. You can see that outer ring isn't even making contact, but that shouldn't be too hard to fix. I cleaned up the paint off of this thing as well though, so that should help. Okay, I finally got it to work. So everything is good now. You can't really see it back here, but I've put a little clip on the existing metal contact to allow it to get better contact with the wheel. So now I need to get this horn set up. Okay, I finally got the horn to work. I needed to put a little adapter because this clip is wrong, but I might cut this and solder on the proper thing because this is kind of janky. Once again, as per usual, I thought this was going to be a quick little install, but we got it done regardless. So here's the horn. I'm just going to close the door. Okay guys, so I've driven the car, made sure the steering wheel is straight. Right now my wheels are turned, but it is straight. The horn works, everything's good. I thought I was going to do the short shifter today, but I'm just going to leave it with the steering wheel for now. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Next time we'll do some suspension stuff. Short shifter, I've got sway bars, bushings, whole bunch of stuff still to do on the car. Ultimately, I would like to boost it. I have a turbo just sitting around. And yeah, single cam motors and turbos are cool. Anyways, yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.